Hi everyone, this is Kat of Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching, bringing your life in alignment with you. I'm here today to do your weekly guidance reading for the week of September 14th through the 20th. We're moving right along, coming up onto fall season very soon. And we've had a little bit of planetary shift going on from last week. I had not made a video, so I'll talk a little bit about it here. So we had Mars go retrograde on the 9th, and it's home sign of Aries. So the drive and the push to move forward is kind of slowing down again. We're reanalyzing, and wherever Aries falls into your chart, we're just kind of rethinking ourselves and maybe whatever we've been pushing for since the end of July. We're now getting a kind of restructuring of how we want to move forward once it goes direct in November. Yes, November. And then today we had Jupiter go direct. So it's kind of this push-pull of our drive and our desire might be not as strong or as fiery as it was before, but the chance for expansion and growth is still there. It is moving forward in Capricorn, so it is going to be in a more structured way. We're really going to start to expand and open up our boundaries a little bit and maybe look at some new ways of thinking, having a little bit more good luck with some new ideas that have a good structure to them. So I think this is really calling us to pull back our impulses and maybe look at the bigger picture in some way. Okay. So also this coming week we have a new moon in Virgo. So again, that kind of practical application. Virgo is another earth sign, so it will be trining with this Jupiter alignment as well. So we do have this expansive support. We have a chance to plant new seeds for watching our growth. And something I had recently listened to that I actually really resonate with is when we see these intentions of setting new ideas for new moons and goals and things like that, it's better to not expect something to really fully manifest in a month, but when that moon becomes full in the same sign, so actually a 6-month period, where if you have a new moon in Virgo, the full manifestation of those intentions may not come until the full moon in Virgo. So whatever stays or goes at that point, it gives us more breathing room, I feel like, because I've noticed that where it's like, yeah, sometimes our intentions don't fully manifest right here. And so that was a really kind of eye-opener for me. So, and Virgo also really calls on, they can be very like nitpicky and just want to be perfectionistic in everything that they do. And so this is kind of saying to that's a good quality in certain senses, but we're not trying to be perfect right at this moment. We have the Mars energy going on that's retrograde. We're probably not going to be perfect right now. And I think that's the sitting in the imperfection sort of idea. So this week I'm using the Muse Tarot. We have an animal card, and may or may not be a fairly long reading. We'll see how it goes. We have a lot of tarot cards that wanted to come out. So when I sat and did the meditation today, I saw a woman sitting on this beach. It was crystal clear blue water and white sand beaches, and there was a tree, but it was just a very small island, just not really much to do, but she was very much at peace where she was at. She felt very blissful, and the sun was shining, and it was beautiful. And then this ship was coming in, almost looked like an old school like pirate ship was coming in and was offering her a chance to leave this island that she was in solitude on her own. And she felt this sense of hesitation because she could kind of see in the distance that there's storm clouds rolling in. And so I felt like it was this choice between, do I stay where it's comfortable and I am still in this kind of isolation, or am I going to choose to kind of step out onto taking more risk and exploring more of the world than what I know as my own world? So the sense I'm getting is there is a choice happening for us this week. Some sort of shift in a new direction, getting out of our comfort zone, getting out of the world that we know. And we don't know what's going to happen when we go into that risk area, but we don't know until we actually go for it. Okay, so let's see how that comes out in the cards. So starting with the tarot. So the first card, we have is the Lovers. So yeah, this can represent a choice. This is kind of like the twin energy, Gemini. This can definitely be representative of a choice. This could range from anything to career to actual lovers. Maybe you're making a choice between two different people, choice between two different career paths, or just choice maybe of being alone or with someone. And there's this growth of the lotus happening. And these two are one and the same. So, and I see these angel wings too as a kind of overshadowment of just like maybe that fear of, oh, I don't know which path to choose. I don't know which one's the right way. And either way, this choice is overshadowed for you. There isn't a wrong choice to make. But where maybe question, where are you being comfortable and where are you, taking a risk? And this can also represent harmony as well. Harmony and joy. Okay. All right. So for the next card, we have the Three of Voices or the Three of Swords. So there's definitely this past hurt. Maybe this is something like a resurfacing challenge that is coming up for you, and you're not really wanting to walk through that door again. You feel like you've been here before and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, and it's just triggering those same heartbreak feelings. It's triggering the same wounding, and so you don't see this as an opportunity, but it makes you feel trapped because maybe you were really looking forward to this choice as something to kind of come into more harmony with yourself, and now you're just stuck and not sure which way to go. Okay, so next we have the Queen of Inspiration or the Queen of Wands. So this is a very independent energy. It's also very empowered, very fearless, very connected with what's around her, a very creative energy. So this could be saying to maybe get more creative with your vision, step into your power, and maybe not be afraid to walk your own path. Maybe whatever you're deciding, whether it's relationship or not relationship, or one job or a different job, or however that resonates for you. This is requiring authentic expression, authentic independence as well as something I'm getting kind of strongly, like really trusting in the intuition. Fire actually does have a lot to do with intuition and spark. And she's just guided by that. She's guided by what she knows. So not holding on to this fear, but she's just completely comfortable in her own skin and creates the world around her. Okay. All right. So next we have is the Muse of Inspiration or the King of Wands. So yeah, this is really, really calling on that inner power. And again, there's this kind of double energy again of just like choice and walking your path and walking your truth. And so I feel like either way, like whatever choice you make, it needs to be an empowered one. This can't be a decision that someone else makes for you. You can't make decisions off of what you think you want, in the sense of like how you expect the situation to pan out, because either way you're not really going to have a clear picture until you do it. And you're not choosing out of a place of fear either. You come to this peaceful, relaxed sense, and then you go forward and you make that choice. You make that energy push forward. And I feel like this kind of has to do with that Aries energy as well. So this could be something we're working with through the retrograde. So don't be worried about like making decision now. Like start building up that power, building away from this kind of fear base and getting into that confident place before you actually make a decision. Okay. So then we have the 8 of Inspiration. So this is fast movement. This is sudden. This is that spark. This is the go, go, go. And so I feel like once you make this decision, things are going to start moving very quickly all of a sudden. And again, I'm seeing this kind of like Sun-Mars energy, but there's also these little guys hidden up here, these like snails too. So again, I think this is really saying, take your time on really deciding what you want, because once you do, you're going to have the drive and the push, and things are going to start happening that are going to really get you going on that trail. Like you're just going to blaze this path forward and there's going to be no stopping it. Okay. All right. So last card we have is the Devil. So this really talks about our fear attachments, and we're wanting to transform and break free. But in order to do that, we have to kind of release these strings, these ties to whatever's holding us back. This can be anything from our mental patterns. Usually our mind is definitely one of the greatest traps. But this can also be forms of, the devil can sometimes speak of addictions, and they may not be addictions that are really in the forefront, like, you know, obvious things such as drinking or drugs or things like that. They can be as subtle as relationship patterns, job patterns, things that maybe you've picked up that are not even your own. Sometimes workaholism, since this does represent Capricorn energy as well. We've got the kind of Capricorn Gemini stuff going on. This could be speaking towards the planets that we do have in Capricorn right now. We do have Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter all in Capricorn. So remembering that this is a period of transformation and a time to reflect on those ties, whereas like this can be seen as like very binding. We want to find our ties that are nourishing us, is something I'm seeing here. Like we want to feel more free. We don't want to be bound up by these things. We want to have freedom of choice instead of being directed by something that we don't even see. You know, the reference of like having our own demons, like things that we feel are out of our control. This is telling you to take back that control, to release these bonds, release these ties, and start making decisions from this place. Okay, so I like this like masculine, like feminine energy going on here too, in both the like fire realms and the fast, slow. Like this is a big choice, a big shift going on. So we really do have to kind of be really conscious of our choices instead of impulse. Instead of just picking and going willy-nilly, we sit in it, we feel it with everything that we have. And is it truth or is it false? And make your decision based off of that. Okay? All right. Let's see what else we have going on in the Oracle. how that is going to manifest for us. So our animal spirit for the week is eagle. Spirit has your back. The number 23 reduces down to 5. May stick out for you. So yeah, this is just that overshadowment. The wings, the angel wings, the eagle, like you are supported. Like you may be feeling just alone and stuck and trapped, and feel into those feelings. Like feel, it's okay to feel fear, but don't let yourself like be immovable because of it. Don't let fear control your life anymore. Like you can make an empowered decision, and once you make that choice, the path becomes so much more clear and you have a direction. Sometimes we wait for a sign, or we wait for things to happen for us before we will take action. And because Mars and Aries is like this is the action sign, this is the fire, this is our push, what it's in everyone's chart. And everyone's is different, but we need it to be able to move throughout our life. And if you're just leaving everything else up to choice, like it's kind of good to go with the flow, but it's also like you can't just wallow in the decision all the time waiting for the perfect moment. Like you have to stand in your truth, your empowered self, and trust that you have the power to create your own life. And this can be really hard. It's a lot of acceptance of responsibility in certain senses, or we're worried about making the wrong decision. We're trapped by these ideas of just like, well, if I do something wrong, I'm going to be demonized. Like if I make the wrong decision, I'll be bad. And there's no bad decision in this. It's either way, it's overshadowed. And if you are choosing from a true place of authentic self and empowerment, you can't go wrong. So don't look at it as what's right or wrong. Look at what's right or wrong for me and what that feels like. So paying attention to that idea. Ooh, yes. So moving into the crystal card, lepidolite, conscious feeling. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, actually, like getting more connected with our upper chakras and our lower chakras, like learning to kind of balance those two fields and coming to our heart space. That's what our heart space is the connection of the divine and the physical body. And actually listening to what you're receiving, taking it in, but feeling it in the body. That's what a lot of us are so afraid to do, is to feel things, to embody it. And so we just rely on outside things to project us forward. This is asking you to take in what information you're getting, take in all the choices, all the outcomes, and feel what's really happening in the body when you think of these experiences. Feel what would be the best path, like what makes you feel heavy and dense and what makes you feel light and fulfilled. And when you go that way, you really can make no wrong choice. Okay, so moving into a couple herbs that can help assist us this week. So the first one we have is the 4 of water, or mint. So this is really cooling. One of the best, like, soothing, anti-spasmodic, anti-inflammatory herbs, and it's super easy to get a hold of. And it's very good for mental clarity as well. Because sometimes, again, this is like not taking that cup. It's not, all the cups are sitting here like waiting to be taken or enjoyed, but it's kind of stepped away of, and there's one more cup to fill. And this one's, half down. So there's this kind of just indifference, or maybe just not wanting to look at everything all the way. So this is where you can kind of cool that energy of like that anger, or if you're feeling mental confusion, this can really help with that, helping you to get clear and helping you to get cooled off and grounded. So that's a great one. And then we have burdock root representing the hanged one, or the hanged man. So burdock is a very awesome, just like grounding root. But this is also grounding in the sense of like getting a different perspective, enjoying the pause. Burdock is really nice just for, let me look actually, because I'm trying to remember if burdock root is the one that I'm thinking of. Okay. So embracing a foe as a friend, tapping into nourishment found in depths, let go of control, lasting change takes time. So again, inviting burdock to shift your perspective, tap into wisdom from the depths by crafting burdock root runes. Burdock tea, slow down with the burdock tea. As you sip, silently release all that is keeping you stuck. Yeah, so that stuck energy that just we're not sure which way to go, we feel very entrapped by things. Maybe you need a new perspective. Slow down. And honestly, that's something I'm seeing. After I pick out of all of my decks, I lay the bottoms up to see similar messages, and there's patience and slow and steady wins the race. Patience twice. The initiation, and this also energy of just like standing your ground. So that's really coming up strongly too, is this isn't a time for forward movement this week. This is that reflective feeling. Slow down, get clear, get a new perspective if you need it. Stop trying to force and figure it out. That can be sometimes this devil energy too, is obsessive thoughts. So get away from the obsessive thoughts for a while. If you can't figure it out, let it go for the time being. And when it becomes clear, when you get clear in yourself, then you can make the decision. Okay? So moving into the Work Your Light Oracle. So the first card we have is Don't Dim to Fit In. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Yeah, this can be that kind of like chaining ourselves down, not being authentic, trying to do things to blend in, and this is why we're so scared to kind of step out of our shell. We just want to, we don't want to lose our comfortability, that safety zone, that island that we've created for ourselves. But it also seems really lonely. Like, sure, it's there, it's peaceful because we've created this little safe space for us, but is it really what you want? Do you really just want to be alone here and not living out in the world with others, taking risks? And being yourself is a risk. I mean, in a more plain way, it's a risk because it challenges people to meet you where you're at. And it may take people out of your life, it may not. So it's a risk in and of itself, but it's one of the better feelings than this kind of trapped, hellish world. Okay? So how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Think of that. And this is like, this Queen of Inspiration, no, she's not afraid to show her light. She's out there. She's seen. She's gigantic. She is gargantuan. Like, her energy is just out there. So tapping into that energy. Don't dim to fit in. Be that authentic self. Aries is all about being like unique and different and out there, and they most of the time really don't care what other people think. So tap into that Aries Mars energy. See what that's coming up for you as. Okay, so next card we have in that is the Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, and your soul tribe. Yeah, if you've been feeling isolated or you feel like this choice is really going to isolate you, it's not. It's going to have this fast forward movement to where you really want to belong, where you actually feel accepted for who you are. But it's also, this is a calling to everyone to kind of start getting in their authentic plane. Like, we can all kind of feel this on a global level where we're being called to be bigger than ourselves. than we were before. We are shifting into more conscious beings. Even though it seems like things may be really dark right now, I really get the sense like this is a chance for us to shift in a new direction. We're just being shown how to do it, and sometimes it's really not that pretty. Okay, so last card we have from the Wild Offering is the Body card. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. So I think this is just affirming what I said before, where a lot of us try to get out of the feeling, get away from our bodies and everything that doesn't feel good, to look for signs outside of ourselves, to look for the answers in others, in other situations, constantly consulting things, which you can do. You can get more information, but it's not going to be manifesting fully until you take the chance to make that decision for yourself. And that does require what's called felt perception, or conscious feeling. Bring consciousness back into the body. Do yoga, do meditation, work out, something that takes your mind a little bit off all of these things and gets you more involved in feeling who you really are. So maybe you're going to pick up a new practice for a while to help you get clear. Again, I feel like this is something that is going to be for a period of time, but it's starting to manifest this week because of the new moon and the retrograde and the direct. Like, there's a lot shifting around, but this is going to be carrying on for, I think, at least the next couple months, or maybe through the rest of the year. Okay, so don't feel like you have to push or force something to happen at this point. Literally, like 2 words of patience. And I'm going to actually read this one. If you tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now. Help me to relax and trust every need will be met. Often change soon follows. We've got like turtle, like slow movement. We've also got, intuition, initiation. Yeah, lots of the same imagery, which I don't see all the time. So that's kind of cool. Okay. All right. I think that is everything for you from Spirit today. Happy to be back doing readings for you. I am slowly getting into some new classes and everything. I'll be back at one of my other studios is opening back up, so I will be teaching more unique and, as some people put it, woo-woo classes on that end. So feel free to click the link below to check out my website, see what my schedule is like. And I have all of my offerings and sessions available for online or in-person, Zoom call, whichever. And I am opening my doors to taking on more coaching clients. So if you are interested in coaching with me, feel free to private message me or check out on my website what those involve. And also, if you enjoyed this reading today, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, maybe share it or tag some people. I also love to see your comments about your experience with this sort of energy and where it is landing with you. If you would like to exchange energy, whether just tip or buying me a tea, however, you can follow the cash links below and donate or tip however you like. I always appreciate it. So thank you again for tuning in. Enjoy your week, and we will see you for the new moon reading. Thank you. Have a great week.